Hey y'all, it's Michelle Pippin with WomenWhoWow.com and BeMichellePippin.com, which is our official Women Who Wow blog. And I'm here for another episode of Hashtag Mornings with Michelle. And I am excited to talk with you about something I was interviewed about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, but I haven't really kind of pimped this information out to the women entrepreneurs out there within my own tribe. And I wanted to dive into this today. 5 tips that women entrepreneurs can use to explode their income on their own terms and without compromise. And these are not like sales funnels or a certain technology you have to have or a certain website that you've got to have or a certain number of whatever. These are 5 tips that all of us can have at our disposal starting today to create an extraordinary income and business and lifestyle on our own terms. So the first tip is to have a vision that excites you, right? I am not into mediocrity or realistic or, playing slow and playing small and all of these things to protect our fragile little ego. Dare we try for something and then, not reach it. And so you want to have a vision that excites you. It's important for your business vision to be big enough to motivate you, to excite you, to inspire you, to keep you going when frankly, sometimes you'd rather just, pull the covers back over your head and start a new week some other week for, down the road. So you want a vision that excites you and keeps you pumped up and amped up. Something that requires you, a vision that requires you to grow and stretch yourself. A vision that requires a little bit of faith in yourself, in your potential, and in your calling in this world. So that's the first thing. If you don't have a vision that excites you, you are going to be another one of those business owners who kind of pops onto the scene and then goes away and comes back with a different brand and then goes away and all of this. So a vision that excites is tip number 1. The second tip, which I think is so important and often the most overlooked tip of all women entrepreneurs, and that is rules of engagement, right? From the very beginning of my business, I was fortunate because I had to have very specific rules of engagement for how people will interact with me. And the reason I had to have those was not because I was so much in demand. It was because I was in demand, I guess, at home, right? I had 3 kids and I have, they're all stair steps. They're like 21 months apart and I didn't have a babysitter. And so there were very strict rules with how you could interact with me. And that was frankly to protect my version of professionalism. So you didn't call like, well, I'm nursing a kid and the other kid's crying. I'm telling the other one to shut up and blah, 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 blah. But without rules, your business will start to feel like an abusive partner, right? That's the truth. Your business will start to feel like an abusive partner that you need, but you don't enjoy anymore and you're afraid to let them go and blah, 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 blah. So the second tip is to have rules of engagement. Start rules of engagement right now. The truth is, I don't know if I would have had rules of engagement had I not been forced to in the early days of my business. But I know looking back, and I kind of realized it early on, that I never desired and I'm available to you all the time, anytime sort of business, right? I always desired some boundaries, not in who I am in terms of who I am as a mother and a wife and a business owner, but in the access to me. I needed some boundaries to protect my family life, but also to protect just the way I wanted to live my life and protect my energy and my time so that I could grow this business to where it is now and where I want it to be in the future. So that's the second one. The first vision is a vision that excites. The second tip is have some rules of engagement. Start now, even if they're very small rules of engagement. The third tip is to give the first fruits of your day to your vision, right? I used to wake up in the morning and I'm an early riser. And so I'd wake up and I would do client work, right? So, and my thinking, I think you could probably relate to. My thinking was, let me get this client work off my plate so then I can focus and be free to do my work, the work that moves my business forward, that moves my vision forward. And I did that for a really long time, and I realized that I'm at my best in the morning hours, and my vision, my business, my brand, my calling deserves my ideal time. And so I started shifting that around. Now, sometimes I would actually email someone in the morning, and I'll still do this, like email a client and say, hey, this is what's on my plate today, and I'll get it to you by 2:00, or I'll get it to you by 12:00, or something like that, to take the mental pressure off of myself. But every single day, I give the first fruits and the best fruits of my day to my business, my brand, my goals, my vision. This is absolutely critical for you. All of us, regardless of what we do, regardless of what industry we're in, we have two things, right? We have things that we do for our clients and things that we do to move our business forward. And when you start giving, even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however much time you can give of your ideal energy time, the first fruits of your day to your ideal business, you will not regret it. And you may not even recognize your business in about a month of this commitment. So that's the third tip. One tip, vision that excites. Second tip, have rules of engagement. Third tip, give the first fruits of every day to your vision. The fourth tip is have a commitment to measurement, right? When you want to lose weight, you should have a scale, or at least like a pair of skinny jeans that you want to get back in, or you're at least measuring something like calories or fat grams or carbs, or, time exercising or whatever. But the key to any success in any area of our life is measurement. We need to measure our progress. And so for business, obviously we want to measure money, right? It's so funny to me how many people can recite who some celebrity is dating, or who they sexually assaulted, or who, this person is accusing of what, or what's happening on this TV show, but they can't tell me how much money they made last month in their business, right? We need to make sure that we are measuring things that matter. What matters for me is money coming in, time spent. I always want to be cognizant of my time. And so while I'm not working by the hour, I certainly know how many hours I'm working, and I'm aware of that. And so you need to measure your progress. You want to measure things like leads or traffic to your site, or money, certainly money coming in, sales conversations that you're in, but you want to measure things. A commitment to measurement will change everything in your business. And the fifth is my favorite tip, and that is outrageous, unapologetic, ruthless authenticity in your business. The truth is, I don't have concerns over competition anymore. I think like anyone, you can go on Facebook and you can scroll and you're like, oh my gosh, I should have actioned on this earlier, or I should have, said this earlier. Now someone else is saying what I was saying or what I was thinking or whatever. But the truth is, when you are outrageously authentic, when you are sharing sort of your story and your passion and your expertise, and you're showing up every day and getting a relationship going with your market, then no one can compete with you, right? The truth is, there are like a gazillion business coaches and even groups cropping up for women entrepreneurs, and they can't compete with Women Who Wow. They can't compete with me because I'm so authentic. And the truth is, I can't compete with them when they're being their true authentic selves. And so you're going to need to deliberately build demand for your, showing up is the key. Daily showing up. That's awesome, Holly. And I can't wait to see you in the Outer Banks. That's going to be super fun. So your specific spin on whatever your expertise is, bringing in stories from your past and little things that kind of shine light on why that you believe what you believe, or why the approach that you take is so effective, or what have you. That is something that no one can get except by going through you. And so that outrageous authenticity helps to build that demand. It helps to build really what I call a preference for your voice, right? The truth is, one of the things that my audience has in common, Women Who Wow members, across the board, we are not united in any way, politically, religiously, we're very much a melting pot. But here's one thing that unites us, is that we have an information-seeking response to any issue that we face, right? Whether it's a health issue, a parenting issue, a marital issue, a sexual issue, a business issue, a legal issue. All of us, one thing that unites the Women Who Wow members is that we have an information-seeking response. When we have a challenge or an opportunity or something like that, then we are automatically going to seek information to educate ourselves before we make a decision or decide on a course of action. And what my job was, in order to grow Women Who Wow, was I had to create demand for my voice on business issues, right? I had to create a demand for my voice on business issues. And the only way to do that is to show up, risking, frankly, pissing some people off, risking offending people in order to be completely and fully authentic, so that when you meet me on the street or you meet me at one of my events or you are, talking with me for the first time on the phone, like there's not like 3 different Michelles. I'm always this. I'm always this. So those 5 tips are what will absolutely help you create an extraordinary income completely on your own terms and without compromise. So just to review, the first one is having a vision that excites you. If your vision is not big enough, inspiring enough, scary enough to get you out of bed in the morning with your heart pumping, it's not big enough and it won't take you where you want to go. The second is have rules of engagement. You've got to create some rules around interaction with you. Otherwise, your energy and your time and your focus is not protected. The third thing is to give the first fruits or the best fruits of every single day to your vision, not to your clients, but to yours. The fourth is a commitment to measurement, You got to measure something if you want it to improve. And the fifth is outrageous authenticity, which can't be overstated. And so if you're just joining now, just watch the replay because there's lots of good information here. But I appreciate you guys. If you are a seriously driven woman entrepreneur and you are not a member of womenwhowwow.com, you are missing out. So come join us. Holly says, so true. We are information seeking. Also, we share our love for you. I hadn't thought about that, but I think we have a mutual love affection. Me to you guys to me, and all of us to each other. I think despite our numbers, and I'm writing about how I've kind of kept the intimacy and Women Who Wow. I'm writing about that for a journal article soon, but it's our intimacy, I think, is what defines us, and I love that so much. We truly no mean girls within Women Who Wow. Like, we're celebrating each other's success, and I just love that about us. So, all right, I'll talk with you guys soon. Come on over and join us, womenwhowwow.com, if you haven't already, and if you want to get a ton of free information, you can go to bemichellepippin.com and look at 10 years of my articles there. Talk with you soon. Bye. Shoot.